Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, quick video. I got some stuff from Firebox Stove, some new stuff from Firebox Stove. So I figured let's open it up with you. I haven't opened any of this stuff other than I took it out of the box it came in, but then had the bright idea to share that with you guys. So let's go through it today and see what we got. So we got this stuff in the mail. I ordered all this, so I actually bought this stuff. But what we got were 1, 2, 3, 4 things. I can count. So number one, we got this Firebox fuel puck. So this thing I bought just because it's pretty cool. I've seen him use it where you can take it and break this into multiple little pieces, and then you kind of tear this off. The sticker peels off in a way that you can like seal the bag back up after you've broken it. So, and then you just take off a little piece, put it in there, you know, light it. It lights, it's like fat wood kind of, but you know, manufactured fat wood. And then it goes in your Firebox stove and lights your fire easy. So I got one of those just to try it out. I've got other fuel starters and stuff, or fire starters, but I wanted to give this a shot and try it out just because Firebox stuff, you know? So the next thing is the Firebox large windscreen. They do come in large and small sizes, but I wanted to get the large just because when the freestyle's in like the full size mode, I wanted enough room, but this is also a little bit higher. I thought it would be helpful to get the like if I have a pot sitting up here to block the wind from the pot too and help it boil faster. So I went with the large, but it comes with a little nylon bag, storage bag for it, Velcro. I wonder why that folds in half like that. Maybe that's just how it was folded. So this is kind of cool because you can tell it's pretty big, right? It opens up pretty large, and you can fit your firebox in there. These logos are laser cut, so it does let air, and there are little feet at the bottom. So it does let air through, and then this, I'm assuming that just like clips to lock. Yeah, maybe it like locks it together so it doesn't flip over or something. Or can you do it? Oh, you can. So you can do this like the freestyle and kind of hinge it together, I think. You can make this thing pretty cool, and I bet you could even fit the 6-panel bushcraft vert in there. So that's kind of neat. That's a fun little extra I did not know about. So that's kind of cool that connects like that. So it, like I said, it does fold up and stores in this little case. And it does fold up quite nicely, and for packing and storing away. Okay, so we've got our stove set up now on the ash pan. So essentially on a windy day, yeah, you could cover the entire thing and still be able to put a fairly large sized pot, even the pan or something in here, and this would block all the wind from it. So that is kind of nice. And then you can obviously kind of set it up this way so you can get at it if you wanted to. Blocks the wind coming from this direction and still get at your stove. Big enough that, you can easily put your grill here or a pan or something else. So that is pretty cool. I'm excited to try this out. All right, what's next? In a previous video, you guys saw me test out this Toaks titanium alcohol stove. I did use it in conjunction with a Firebox in its tri-panel torch configuration. It sits in there like that, kind of imagine it being a triangle. sits in there, and I actually, on the last trip I went on, I didn't film anything, but I used this the entire time to make my coffee and stuff in the morning, just to boil water and stuff instead of having to start a fire and stuff. It's a lot quieter. This is pretty nice. So I did use this, and that was pretty cool. But in the Firebox videos on his YouTube channel, I noticed he had sold this other one. This is the Trangia spirit burner. He does give you the option to get sealed and not sealed. I guess from the factory, which would be unsealed, they can leak a little bit if you fill them and store the alcohol inside of it. But he offers to kind of, he solder seals them. So you could buy them through his site where he solder seals them, and then they apparently don't leak any alcohol out. So let's see what's inside. So this seems excessive of wrapping, but I guess it's kind of cool. It's different. It's better than, I guess, paper that could get wet. You could store this in this and always have your instructions. There aren't much for instructions though for these, but this is the Trangia alcohol stove. In comparison to size, I'm going to do an actual like meat and potatoes comparison against the two of these once in another video, but here side by side is the Tokes and the Trangia. The Trangia is much heavier in comparison to the Tokes and much larger. Now this looks you know, a little worn on here, but that's because of they heated it to get the solder seal around here, so you can see the solder, so this won't leak now. But some of the benefits between the two real quick, like I said, I will do another video that compares these two a lot more, but this does have this kind of, how do you get this off? Oh, okay, it just pops like that. So this is what's called a simmer ring. So what's cool, the difference between the two is this is just full on all the time, but this allows you to put this on top as you're burning and kind of move this around and control the level of heat that comes out as well as the amount of flame, which is, I guess, the same thing, but and that just kind of clips over like that. So that is pretty cool. On the inside, there's your storage cap with rubber seal, and inside you've got the same kind of hole pattern that this has. If you look close, this has like holes around it to create kind of a Venturi effect, I think. This has the same thing, just kind of on the outside, but it does basically the same thing. It fill it with alcohol and it lights and will burn. But the cool part about this one, between this one, is you can fill this with alcohol, cap it, and carry it like this with alcohol in it. So that's kind of a cool extra feature. All right, so next up, I got this little, I believe this is 4 ounce. Yeah, I got a 4 ounce alcohol flask. So I had a 4 ounce alcohol flask that has a little flip top where you can fill this up with. I've just been putting it in like a little, like a water bottle for now, which that's just water, but I have been putting alcohol in a bottle like that. But I figured something like this would be kind of cool. I can put it down in my pack or the box we made and take this with me, and then it just gives me a nice convenient way to fill some extra alcohol. So there's that. Finally, the last item we got, this I bought because I spoke about this in one of my previous videos, but I bought this because he did a video out on it, he released it, and at the time, I thought it was a good idea. When I went up to Tequamanen, there was a bunch of areas of the UP that had no fire allowed, no campfires, open fires. This would have been super helpful, but I got it actually after I got back from the trip. So what this is the Firebox gas burner. So I did speak before that he offered a gas burner to use in conjunction with like one of these fuel canisters. This is a big one. It does work with the small ones too, but I figured I should say that. But he does offer them already, or he did offer them already on his site, gas burners. However, this one is a little more unique because they modified it. So they give you a little mesh bag. They modified this stove to work as either like a regular kind of rocket stove like my mini one has to like boil things quickly, or you can, I believe you take there's like a little venturi on the side and you can close it, and that will allow it to get less air and you'll get more of an orange flame that you can put inside of the Firebox stove, and it will be considered a contained gas fire, but it gives you the illusion of that orange campfire kind of look. So he does give you in the kit these two little pins. These, I believe, work on every stove, and this is designed for this stove to kind of lock in place inside of your stove so it doesn't move around or anything. It makes it a lot safer. So you don't have to worry about it falling over while it's in your stove. Then we got, what is this? Oh, this is a heat diffuser, titanium heat diffuser plate. So this goes on top of it and spreads the heat out even more, and gets pretty red hot, I think, and will like set on top and can make a smaller flame into a much wider heat source if you're cooking with a frying pan or something. And then finally, this is the stove. So if I can figure out how to, so it does come very nice looking, very good quality. It feels very good. Here is that that airflow adjustment here. So you can go from like either full on air, which I think they say they advise not to do, and then you can like crack it a little bit, and then you can close it all the way if you want that. So we'll play with that and see what that does. It's got a nice swivel hose, braided hose design. That's really nice. That swivels in here, so that, and it is locked in really well. Looks like really good quality. This is the rubber seal that goes onto your fuel canister, and then here at the end is an actual adjustment needle to let more or less fuel in. So that is super cool. Okay, so we've got our Firebox stove here. I put these pins in because I'm trying to figure out which ones they go in. So to get this in your stove, you take the fuel canister side first and kind of feed that in, and that comes out this bottom side where you would normally put the sticks in. And then this just kind of clips in like that. And there is your burner. Give you an up close look. See, it just kind of clips in on these little pins. And it's super cool how that works like that. Let's see. I just moved my Firebox out for the grate, but I don't think we need that anymore, so we can set that off to the side. And what do you say we light this thing and see what it does? But hopefully I don't set my garage on fire in the process. So we're going to take this canister and screw it on real quick. There we go. Okay, let's get a lighter and light this bad boy. Okay, so we've got everything set up. We've got stuff all over the bench, so hopefully we don't light ourselves on fire. We've got this connected to the hose. Our stove is well connected inside the Firebox stove. So let's, oh yeah, that's gonna work nicely. Woo! So there is the orange setting. I could turn it down. So let's turn that off. And I think, yeah, so that was the fully closed position on that air venturi. So the more closed you have it, the more orange of a flame it has. So I'm going to turn that so that we're like half and half. We'll see what that does. There you go. So this gives you more of that burner effect like a rocket stove, but that is one hell of a stove. You can turn it up. You can kind of turn it down a little bit. Give you a much more quiet, secluded burn. Let's see if we go fully closed. There's that. So wide open does that. And then just below closed starts giving you that kind of more orange look. And then fully closed kind of gives you that campfire kind of flame, that orange flame that you're used to. Now, I know it's not a traditional campfire by any means here, but you know, it does give you just kind of that light, that flickering light while you're sitting out there. If you don't, maybe it's soaking wet, all your firewood's wet, you can't get a fire going. This is an option to kind of, you know, roast marshmallows over it at night. Or, you know, like I said, if there is a fire ban going on and you can't have a campfire, this is usually considered okay, because it doesn't pop ambers off into the woods and stuff, and it's up off the ground in an enclosed kind of a situation. So you can go like that, give it a little more, and then just almost all the way open, I feel gives you the best burn here. So this is that burner kind of effect if you wanted to cook something over it. It is a little loud, but most rocket stoves are a little loud, so that's just part of the thing of what you get. So if we put this heat diffuser plate on, let's see what that does. Whew. So this is the stove with the heat diffuser on. You can see I just lit it a second ago. Can you see that? I hope you can, yeah. You can see already this titanium is already getting hot. Like it's already purple to the touch. So this kind of takes that heat, kind of takes out that that straight up flame and puts it, kind of diffuses that flame a little bit and disperses it over top of this metal plate. And then from here, you could even probably take your grill, put your grill over it, and cook a burger or something on top of this, where it's A, it's not dripping grease into the stove, and B, it's not going to burn it with that flame just destroying it. So let's get this thing hot, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. Titanium, man, it's cool. Turn it off. Okay, so as you can see there, this thing does get pretty intense. You could freaking probably do some light brazing or welding on this thing, but it does, you know, like I said, this is a pretty large tank, but it is pretty cool. It keeps the fire or the heat far enough away from the stove that it's not gonna, you don't have to worry about it getting too hot. This diffuser plate is awesome. And it does fit in the Firebox Freestyle stove pretty easily, the 2 pins they give you. I've just got it, is this like ripping hot? No, not at all, actually. So, don't know if you can see here, but I've got these 2 pins in this kind of this outer row. I've got them in the top hole before you get to like the hinge and stuff. And I feel like this is a perfect spot for it because it does keep it just below the top of the firebox. So you could put a frying pan on here. You could use your fire sticks and put, you know, a pot over top of it or something. And it does give you enough room to have that in there. So that is awesome. I feel like this thing would be awesome, especially in the morning when I don't want to go find sticks and stuff. Like, I'm half awake, I just want to make my coffee. You know, I noticed on the trip to Tequamanen, I was using sticks every day, you know, because I wanted to make it a point to use sticks and fuel and stuff I found around me. So I was using that, and it was fine. I had sticks right there in camp, so I would just go grab them, break them up. But on the last trip when we went to Hawking Hills, I was in a campground where it was like I had to walk way down to even get to anything remotely resembling trees, enough that there would be sticks on the ground that I could get. So the sticks were available, but they weren't, like, I would say, within a few steps where I could easily go get them. And I didn't prep enough, you know, I was with the kids and stuff, so I wasn't going to go out the night before and get a bunch of sticks. So essentially what I did was I took the, I took the toques with me, and every morning would light an alcohol fire and wait that like 10 to 12 minutes to get that pot of water to boil. So I do also want to do a side-by-side comparison between the toques and this Trangia to see, A, does this boil faster, and B, you know, does it last longer than this one? Because that was another downfall of this. Like, I would boil my coffee, and then I'd have to wait for it to burn out, extinguish it, refill it to, like, then cook my eggs and sausage and stuff, breakfast with it. So, but I was able to do it usually on 2 cups of this. So I want to see if this is worth the wait. This weighs way more than this. You know, just feeling it. Like I said, again, I'll do a video, but the weight difference, this has to be worth it to replace this. So there are some definite benefits with this simmer plate for sure, but is it worth it to take along? Is the extra added weight worth it? We will see when we get into that video. Okay, so I was packing everything up, and then I decided, you know what? How are we going to light this burner, and we're not going to light the Trangia? So let's get that lit and see, so you guys can see what it looks like. So I did fill up the condiment flask with alcohol. So let's light this and see what it does. I'm not going to fill it all the way. There was the light. Let's turn the light off. Can you see it better? But that thing has already bloomed. So definitely, I mean, we're not comparing this thing yet, but it's already got the toques beat by just the sheer amount of alcohol it holds. All right, so there is the burner ripping ahead. I've got the simmer lid completely closed. And I believe you pop that over there and that will snuff out the flame. All right, so fire's out now. I should be able to lift that off. That's not hot. No flame. So this is a little bit warm, but not anything hot enough that I can't pick it up for that little bit of time. I'm sure if you had this thing going for an hour or something, it would probably be a little warmer. But we put our lid on now. Let's see. Yeah. So no leaks. Shake it. No leaks, no drips, nothing. That is warm though. All right, so that's it for today. Little unboxing, Firebox Stove stuff. Hope you like this. If you did like any of this stuff and you want to order it, I believe fireboxstove.com. Go online, check it out. I really recommend this stuff. And like I said, I'm not sponsored in any way by them, but I've been watching his content for years, and now that I actually have a bunch of his equipment and stuff that he sells, I fully back it. Like, it is just highly, everything I have gotten is just the best quality, you know, and works really well. And I'm learning more and more, you know, about it. And I love cooking outdoors, so this just gives me so many options to do it. And it's just cool too, you know. So anyway, if you like this type of content, click the subscribe down below, give me that thumbs up, comment, do all the things. I'll see you on the next one.